Oh, hi everyone. I didn't see you there. Yes, I was working on the graviton generator that's been malfunctioning with everything, all the explosions, mayhem going on. Everything's kind of pretty crazy right now. And yes, in the words of Jet Reno, I can't change the laws of physics, which is a great shout out to Scotty there. I really liked that part. Welcome to another episode of Let's Warp Off with Kevin. If you don't like it, well, frankly, you can go warp yourself. My name is Kevin, and today we're talking about Star Trek Discovery Season 2, Episode 14, Such Sweet Sorrow, Part 2, the Season 2 finale. So many explosions, warheads, torpedoes, control, time travel, going into the future. What is going on in this finale? So again, if you want to see that and more, just stick around and find out. So we start off with this part 2 of the season finale. And basically with, again, the Enterprise sort of launching all their drones and all their pods, which, again, we've never really seen anything like this before in Star Trek, where they have all these pods and drones like this. But it's a very cool visual. And basically saying, well, Section 31, you might have 30 ships, but look, we have this ship and 20,000 drones. What are you going to do now? And Section 31's basically like, oh, yes, we have drones too. And basically they fire all their drones. They're like, oh, well, now we're kind of screwed here. Oh, we don't have the upper hand anymore. And then Postal Shuttle. And basically they're like, well, Poe, like, what are you doing there? What did you find out? And you see the shuttle basically like, okay, you have to make sure to shoot them 2 at a time, basically not 1 at a time. You have to get them in groups together in order to take them out. So they're like, okay, thank you, Poe, appreciate it. And then, so she's able to help out there. She's got a nice little scene. And then we see kind of everyone sort of rush over, try to get Michael into the suit basically to help her out, but then of course along the way Stamets gets sort of brutally injured. He's sort of injured, kind of stuck, and they kind of go, so they have to keep going on without him, just showing kind of how tense and how kind of urgent this is, essentially. So yeah, I guess showing just the real stakes and just everything going on. So again, I kind of like that. So then we finally get to see sort of Michael, Kevin, Spock make it and over to the shuttle bay and basically get her in the angel suit, or as I like to call it, the Iron Man suit, which is basically what I felt like it was very much indicative of, was the Iron Man suit from Iron Man, Marvel. I thought this was kind of a funny, nice sort of visual aesthetic there. And then also we get to see Leland starts to come on board. Leland starts to come on board in the ship, and we see him sort of shooting at people. We're kind of like, is sort of the vision, coming true here? But no, he's not killing everyone like he did before and everything. And then we get to see Georgiou and Non sort of try to fight him and stop him as he comes on board. So again, that was a cool thing. And there's just a little banter between them, because Georgiou's something like, would you like to make him scream or something? And then Non says like, yum yum or something. So I was wondering, like, was that like an ice cream joke? Like, what was that exactly? I thought that was a weird little interplay of scenes. I was like, okay, it's fine. So I kind of roll with it. But actually that was kind of funny to have in there for the finale. So then we see the torpedo launch from the Section 31 ship, just like the Vision, as it's spiraling towards it, sort of gets launched in there, and everyone's kind of worried, like, what do we do? What's going on? And it seems like everything's sort of about to fail, and so everyone lose hope. But then, of course, we get the Deus Ex Machina arrives, which is, of course, arrives in the Klingon ship, and as well as the Ba'ul ships as well, being from Kaminar as well. So we get to see Saru's sister, and they kind of come in, sort of save the day. So it's a very nice kind of cool little, everything's like, oh good, we're good now. Phew, what a relief. And basically after that, Spock and Michael are sort of stuck because they're trying to figure out, okay, Michael's trying to figure out, do I need to go farther in the future for these signals? And then Spock is like, well, no, actually, Michael, everything you've been doing has been leading up to this. All the signals have brought all these people together. So what you need to do is you need to go back in time, get all those signals, make sure everyone comes here for this moment, because everyone sort of has a purpose, basically. And so from all of that, they're going, okay. So then as soon as we get to see this great sequence of Michael Burnham basically going back in time through this whole, through the whole jumping through. And then we see it's very, again, 2001, or even Star Trek the Motion Picture even, where she has all these kind of lights and things going on her, and it's a really great, fantastic visual sequence. And we get to see kind of a flashback of earlier this season, where we see all these from previous episodes, and sort of figuring out how all those previous episodes tied together for this finale, which again, I thought was a really cool thing. There's really great connectivity there. really kind of made the whole kind of season matter. So again, another reason I think why I really love this season already more than the last season. And there's a great scene that we have basically in sickbay. Of course, everything's very hectic, lots of people moving around. They're finally able to get Stamets to sickbay, and then of course, who helps him? Hugh Culber helps him, and it's a great sort of scene between the two, because again, their relationship has just been so rocky this season, and Culber basically tells Stamets and decides, like, no, I'm not going to go on the Enterprise, I decided that you're my home. It's a great, nice little line, and sort of cementing the fact that they're, I think, going to stay together. And it's a very nice, happy moment amidst all this tragedy, which again, I really loved a lot immensely. I thought that was a really great scene between the two, and it finally closes that out, and being like, okay, they're going to finally, be together. So that was a great little moment there. Especially, again, closing their character, arcs and relationships. So we really needed that, so it was really great to see. And then the next great scene we have is a great action-style fight sequence between Leland, Georgiou, and Nan, and I couldn't help but think of basically Inception, as they're basically fighting, and again with the kind of gravity being off and going from this side to this side to this side. It'd be interesting to really know how they filmed that. I know for Inception, basically, Christopher Nolan basically built a whole room and basically had to rotate it for a scene like that, so maybe they did a similar thing, I don't know. But again, that's one of the better action sequences I've ever seen in Star Trek, so really props to them for that. I thought that was really neat. Then, of course, we also have the other problem, too, of the torpedo. So we go back to the torpedo, and we see number 1 and Cornwall trying to disable it, and that isn't working, so Pike tries to come down and fix it. He can't really seem to fix it either, and basically Cornwall decides that, all right, I'm going to have to blow this torpedo up myself on the other side, and I'm going to have to sacrifice myself. And we see again another glass door. This franchise loves having the glass doors and having another character on the side of the glass door. And so we see that, and Cornwall decides to sacrifice herself. So again, that was a nice sort of, again, brave moment for her. I wasn't a huge Cornwell person, but again, I thought that was a great end for her character. And that was also, again, really the biggest death, I think, for this episode too. So yeah, we've seen her really since from the beginning. So yeah, I thought it was impactful. I think it worked well enough. So yeah, it's really, really good scene. And then we see Michael basically just set the suit, basically a signal for in the future that she realizes that's the last place she needs to really send the signals again in the future. And so she has a nice farewell with Spock, saying that looks like they'll never see each other again. So great scene sort of between the two. And also, that's going on. We also have Georgiou again fight Leland, and again she gets Leland basically trapped in this big glass, the spore drive basically is located, the big glass room. And again, there's lots of movies and scenes where you have the villain in the big glass room. I thought that was kind of funny. And basically, she's able to magnetize the room and basically kill and get rid of Control. So yeah, and that was really cool and awesome. You can finally get to see rid of Control. And I'm so glad, too, that Leland actually was not a Borg. That was a big theory that was floating around. I hadn't really talked about it too much. Basically, yes, there was a theory that Leland could be a precursor to the Borg, Control. So I'm glad that's not really the case. He's dead and gone, so we don't really have to talk about that anymore. So I'm very relieved to hear about that. And then so we see, again, Michael setting the signal again into the future, and we see Discovery basically following Michael as well. It's a great shot of Discovery going into sort of the wormhole basically she's created, and basically we see Discovery sort of gone, and it's completely, it's over. They're in the future. They're in basically approximately 1,000 years. I think it's like 950, because I think that's where her mom is located. That's why she set the year to that date. So, again, we'll see, again, it's a really big, huge revelation of what they're going to do. And then, of course, we see back, 120 days have passed, and we see that they're being interrogated by Starfleet, and they basically cover for the Discovery by saying, no, it exploded, it's not actually alive, it didn't really time travel. And Spock also wanted to tell the Admiral, or whoever was interviewing them, because we never really got a good shot of who was interviewing them exactly, the way they filmed it, basically saying, look, we're never going to talk about this ever again. Don't mention this ever. And so that's why it's never talked about. That's why, Spock doesn't reference in the TOS that he has a sister, and kind of all these things. And there's a great sort of final shot where he's in his quarters and he looks at the uniform, and then we see him come out onto the bridge with Pike number 1. There he is, all clean shaven and looking like Spock from TOS. And he does look a lot like, especially like Leonard Nimoy, TOS, I thought. So I thought he looked great. Although it was very jarring on the one hand, too, because we've seen him with this beard the whole time. So it's funny, like, I actually got used to him with a beard. So now that he's shaven, like, he looks very, like, odd and weird to me. But it's like, oh, that's how Spock's supposed to look? So, like, it was all very confusing, but it was really still a great scene regardless. And basically having the Enterprise sort of jump off and kind of leave. Maybe even hoping, I mean, I'm still sort of crossing my fingers and hoping that we will still maybe get a Pike spinoff. I don't know, but they're certainly leaving the door open to maybe possibly doing that. So yeah, what did everyone think about the series finale, essentially? Because again, I thought this was much better than season 1's series finale for sure. Definitely better than last season. And overall, I would definitely still say, yeah, you know, I think season 2 is a huge improvement over season 1, so I really loved and enjoyed this season. Also, this was another even episode, so yeah, on the whole, I said, yeah, it didn't let me down. I'm very happy with it, and I'm very excited to see where the series goes from here, because again, there's so many possibilities of them being the future. They could really do lots of great and cool things with this. So again, thank you all so much for watching, and please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Since Star Trek Discovery Season 2 is now sort of finished, I'm open to sort of any ideas or any thoughts and suggestions you might have. I might take a break for maybe a few weeks, but I'm thinking about maybe doing, possibly reviewing some comics, or reviewing maybe possibly Star Trek novels, or reviewing maybe having some merchandise, or anything. So again, I'm very open to that. I might even go back and watch some maybe older Star Trek episodes. Perhaps I might do TOS, or who knows, I might do some of that too. So again, please check back in a little bit, maybe a few weeks or so, and I'll probably have another video up by then. And as far as the question of the day is concerned, what do you want to see me cover next? Is there a series you want to see me cover next, or anything in particular? Feel free to let me know and post it in the comments. See if you want me to tackle a particular thing or particular story. Yeah, please just let me know and suggest it. I'm certainly definitely open to it. So again, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. It has been a blast watching the season, you know, with you all and talking about it. It's really made my enjoyment of this so much better. So again, I really appreciate all your comments and likes and all of that stuff. It really means a lot to me. So again, thank you much for watching. I really appreciate it. So again, when I do another video, I'll be sure to let you know and post about it when I do. So again, thank you all so much. And I will see you all again next time. All right, and take care. Bye-bye.